Hello and welcome to another edition of Rundgren Radio Virtual Vision. What's up, Cruiser Mel?
Oh, well, I'm excited. We're going to talk to Kasim tonight all about the Burt Bacharach tour. Nice to see you again, Doug, too.
Yes, thank you. Kaz wants me to send him something. I'm trying to figure out how to do it right quick. Um,
The code or something.
the link to the show actually. Um,
Okay. Hmm. Well, hello, people in the chat room. We got a bunch tonight. Some
yes, we
familiar
do.
names, some that I'm not familiar with, which is always fun. So welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you for coming. We got special guest Kasim Sulton tonight, and we have some things to discuss with you. And give me just 1 second so I can get this link to Mr. Sultan.
Okay. All right.
Found
Yeah.
a way to
First
do it.
things first. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So,
Um,
FYI, the concentration tonight is going to be about what is written over my head, what the world needs now. .net is where you can get information, and it's all about the Burt Bacharach Songbook. Um, and I don't know if you haven't heard of Burt Bacharach. I'm real sorry because you are missing out. I'm getting super excited because it's just bringing back a flood of memories of my youth.
I can't imagine you type in hadn't heard of Burt Bacharach at this point. They may not have before, but and if they know Jill Mingo, they've definitely heard about it. But
That is true.
yeah, before we
She's the
get talking
biggest
about
fan.
that, I do want to mention that Billy James. I found out today Billy James passed away, which is very sad to hear. We had him on Runker Radio 15 years ago, and he was really good at being educational about the history of Todd and Utopia. He loved Utopia, so he did a second book. He says 2 books out. A Dream Goes On Forever, and the second edition was about the Utopia years. He's the one too who kind of came up with the term Mark, like Utopia Mark One, Utopia Mark Two, or Mark Two, Mark One. It was very detailed about who was in that band, like the Sales Brothers and those type of things. And the book, some of the quality of it falling apart, and some things happened, and there were some other issues. But at the end of the day, that is the only book. Those are the only 2 books that talk about in detail the history of Todd and Utopia, and they're very good books for information. It's a great history lesson. I
That's
love them.
true.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So R.I.P. Billy James.
Yes. Paul Meyer's book is about production and things. It's a totally different deal. That's a great book as well. But
Hmm.
Billy was also, he was a PR guy for a lot of people. He did stuff, helped out Todd, Utopia, Chasm. Really, really nice guy. So hated to hear that today. Rest in peace, Billy James. Let's see. We got a show we're going to try to do in a week from today, actually. If you don't like spoilers, you do not want to see the show, but we're going to attempt to do is get people who went to the show, the very first show on 322 for the What the World Is Now tour, to come on and tell us about it. And so we'll be talking about songs, who sang what, maybe even show some videos we'll pluck from YouTube. It's going to be a spoiler show. So do not
And that will be
watch
the spoiler show will be on the 23rd.
the
FYI.
23rd, day after the first show. So that's going to be in California.
First show is Ventura, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Colin Hayes is
And
going to be special guest. So for all
yes.
you 80s people like us, man, Colin Hayes should be sort of fun.
Who can it be now? Oh, Colin Hayes. Okay, great. Colin Hayes is going to be one of the special guests. That's going to be interesting to see how they intertwine that with the people that they do have. But I would love to see that. I just saw Men at Work, I think it was this year. If not, it was late last year in Atlanta.
Hmm.
So it's fun. He goes out with a band. It's not really the original members, but it's a really good band, and he fronts it.
I,
So
I saw them back in the day, and in very, very good concert, as I recall. Lots of fun.
very nice. All right, folks, if you haven't seen, we have a party in Boston. We've added, and I know a lot of you are going to be in Akron, so it's going to be kind of tough.
Tough.
And
Why? Oh, because there's
yeah,
not much time between the two.
yep.
Yeah, Yeah.
It's I'm sorry, y'all. Kasim's texting me.
So it's okay.
He's
So, so the
15 years.
Akron party is the night before this show is
Yes,
going to be in
the
Akron,
Wilbur.
right? And well, no, Akron is
Oh,
what I'm
you're talking about
talking
that.
about.
All
Stay
right, I'm
on
gonna
point.
go.
Stay
Unless you handle
on
it.
point. Okay. And oh, I'm bigger now. Um. Anyway, so that will be March. Are there 31 days? 31 is the party in Akron, and that concert at the Akron Civic will be on April 1st. Same deal, like 5, 6 days later, repeat in Boston. There will be a party at the Lizard Lounge. It's going to be, of course, both these parties are going to be featuring Freak Parade, which is going to be so much fun. It's going to have John Siegler, and I'm sorry, I'm totally drawing a blank. Um,
Lloyd Landisman, Kevin Elman, John Pohida. Oh, yeah, Bruce McDaniel for Akron and Boston. And we really need some support, y'all, with Boston because we got everybody going to Akron. But you Boston folks need to show up. We've been there a few times. I know I got more people that are out there that want to come to this show. Freak Parade. You're talking about Utopia version 2.
Yeah, a fun little club we've been to before.
Yes.
So let's try to bring them on out for that. And then, of
Yes.
course, there's a show at the Wiltern the following night for the Burt Bacharach Songbook tour.
Yes, please come to Boston. All right. We got a question in the chat room about Tori Hollab being part of the meet and greet. They're not advertising that she is, but I can't imagine that she won't be. I think they probably all will be when it's all said and done. So, you know.
Yeah. And Rob and all of them. So, by the way, I do recommend looking up our interview with Rob and Angelo Budini Scroat from last week. It was a good, informative interview without giving too much away. All of our shows are archived, by the way, because you know when we post that we're going to have these shows, some people are like, "Oh, I have to work that night." No, everything can be found out there in the interwebs.
Yes, and you can go back anytime on the Rundgren Radio YouTube channel and see we've had them all. Woody, Kenny, we've had almost everybody except for Elise Trow and Wendy Moten, and of course Todd. And but the ones, you know, we needed to meet the new folks, so that's what we did. Now, this one is not new to us. What's up?
Hi, Kasim.
I'm sorry, I don't want to do this on my phone. Hi, Mel. Hi, Doug. I don't want to do this on my phone, but it won't let me do it on my iPad. And I just got off of 2 flights, so I'm okay.
So your arms are tired, huh?
And something like that, yeah. How are you?
Sit back and relax, Kasim. You're with friends tonight.
That's an achievement for me, believe me.
Are you getting started early tomorrow? Or are you getting a good night's rest?
No, we start at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
That's really, though, 12 your time?
9 a.m. LA time, but it's whatever, you know. I mean, I spent the whole day traveling, so I was up at 5 a.m. this morning.
Yeah.
But that's okay. That's my thing.
Yeah. Awesome. So how excited are you about this deal?
I'm sorry?
How excited are you about this thing? Is somebody you like? I know you like Burt.
Well, I mean, you know, I grew up listening. Just talking to Danny O'Connor about the ABC movie of the week. The theme for the ABC movie of the week was Nikki by Burt Bacharach. So that was like it. It was just part of the soundtrack of your life when you were growing up in the 60s.
Oh, see, that's a new one. I haven't heard that one.
Yeah.
Oh, well, good.
Yeah, ABC movie of the week was the Burt Bacharach song "Nikki." It's an instrumental.
Did you ever get to meet Burt?
He came to see us. We were at the Belly Up in San Diego, and he came in. Unfortunately, we were doing the Unpredictable show at that time, so I think he came expecting an evening of Todd Rundgren music, and he got Lorne Green instead. So
Was
he
that
might have been
was that the
a
time
little
when he
confused.
wanted to hear "Hello, It's Me" and then he didn't, and so he left?
Well, I don't know why he left. I mean, he was. This is just about maybe 5-6 years ago. Maybe I don't know. But I think that he thought that that Todd show would be something other than the show.
Unpredictable. But you haven't all the things you've done, all the bands you've been in, everything you've done, you still never crossed paths with him.
No,
ever. No.
no.
Have you ever?
I would have loved to. Believe me. I mean, he was he was a brilliant songwriter, along with Hal David. Made some of the most iconic music that is still around today.
Have you covered any of it in any of your shows? Have you ever done a Burt song?
Have I ever done a Burt song in one of my shows? In one of my solo shows? No.
Sure.
But I might have in my long and storied career at one point or another done a Burt Bacharach song without actually knowing it.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be one of those things people are gonna be like, wow, we didn't know he had that one and that one. It's gonna be real fun in that regard.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of songs in the show. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we keep hearing, is that the song set list is just could be huge. That how do you decide each night? So
each night, well, I mean, I don't think it changes much. I think that they curated as many songs that they possibly could that were both familiar and work in the arc of a show.
Let's go back for a second. I want to go back to, I forgot we didn't even ask you about your Beatles tour. How was that? Hanging out with Prairie?
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, that was that's always a fun thing. It's they have a different take on stuff. The way that they approach that music, and while I'm more or less a purist, they tend to take a little bit more liberty with the way that things, the way that the songs are played. And I kind of found myself at various times having to say, okay, well, it is what it is, and it's interesting. The great bunch of guys, and I enjoyed it, and I don't know if I'll do it again.
No? So you didn't get a say in the set list at all, or how they do the music? You weren't the musical director, I guess? No,
there was really no musical director. There was just people that were squeaky wheels. And, whoever squeaked the loudest usually got their way.
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Got the grease.
Squeaky wheel gets most grease, yeah.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. But no, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time playing with Steve Kimmock and Bobby Lee Rogers and Prairie and Gil, and the two guys from Canada, Mark Rashad and Andy Forgey, who I constantly mispronounced his name. But he was really sweet guys, really, really nice guys. Okay. And great performers too. Andy was, Andy had the puppets, and he was a real showman.
Yeah.
So I know that the tour was really well received, at least by our friends, Todd friends. I know you saw a bunch of familiar faces, I'm sure.
Yeah. Everybody always came out to the shows, in all the old familiar faces and places. So it was always great seeing people. It was. I mean, it was a lot of fun. It wasn't that long. It was only about 3.5 weeks, I think.
But moving on to the next thing. So did I see that you were in Europe with Astral Drive, Mr. Phil, recently, or was that?
I saw Phil a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I was in London 2 weeks ago. I went to see Rob from this organization, from the Burt organization, and then I spent a day with Phil, yeah, it was it was a good time.
Did you and Phil write a song?
No, we did not. Phil he just putting the finishing touches on his Weezer album. He did an album of songs based on that kind of genre, that kind of heavy pop. It's really good. There's some really, really good songs on it.
Get him over here, Kasim. You're the only one that's going to be able to do it.
I constantly mention it to him, and I say, Phil, you don't understand the amount of joy that you would bring to all these people who are who support you, and all these Todd fans here in the U.S. And I just think that he has to find his own level of acceptance and try to come over and play some shows. It's a lot different when you're in the confines of a recording studio or a controlled environment than it is when you are in front of an audience and anything could happen at any given time. I know he had. I don't want to speak for Phil, but I know he had a great time when he was doing the Bryan Adams gig, where he was playing bass for Bryan. But that was a different story. That was somebody else's behind that was hanging out all these.
That was a long time ago too. Like I think the summer of '69, maybe. All right, so are you working on?
You funny man.
You working on doing any solo shows or anything? So albums?
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking it's possible I might do some at the end of this year, maybe September, October. I'm not sure. We're talking about it right now. But there's a lot of work. We did with Todd last year. We did 75 shows last year. I was gone a good portion of the year. And then there were other stuff during the year that went on too. So after this tour, I'll probably take a minute for myself, and then we'll see what happens over the summer. I don't know.
Yeah. Does your dog get mad at you for leaving all the time?
Yeah, he does. I just brought him to my sister's house yesterday, and you know what? He loves spending time with Susie and my sister and my daughter, but he kind of gets mad at me when I, because when I come back home, he, he's like, okay, well, I'm not gonna show you the love until I know that you're not going anywhere for a minute.
That happens.
Yeah.
Repeat.
So, are you guys? You have a party in Akron?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you'll be busy that night, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're playing in Nashville that night.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's a shame.
It is. That wasn't supposed to be the case, but Ryman came in at the last second and added it. And then we did what we're going to do one in Boston, and you are booked in Pittsburgh the night too.
In Pittsburgh? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're in Pittsburgh the night before the Boston concert. We're doing a party.
No. We have off the night of the night before Boston, I think.
No, we thought we were hoping.
We thought so too, but no.
We looked at the thing and it said Pittsburgh. Cancel it.
Okay. If you say so. I just looked at it. I could have sworn there was a day off before Boston.
Oh man, I'd hope so. I think it may be day off Pittsburgh and then Boston. I don't know. We'll look. But if you're free, you're gonna come to the party?
If I'm free, sure. I'll stop in. Sure.
Have you got to meet the rest of this
cake? I'm sorry.
That's right. That we had one of the coolest cakes when we did that party in 2014. We had a full lobster.
Yes.
Great looking cake.
Yes.
Well, you guys always pull it out for the cakes. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So you had Rob and Scroat on the other day?
Yes. We've had Kenny.
Oh, they were
Woody,
fantastic.
Corey. Yeah.
They were fantastic.
So
That's
have these
good.
other guests. You you weren't our first guest from this band, FYI.
Oh, he was busy.
You were
I'm not.
busy.
Hey, and Chasm, you're going to have some competition on being the nicest guy of the tour this time.
What,
Woody and Kenny,
with who?
super nice guy.
Woody's
Yeah.
great.
Really, very nice.
Woody
Two
and
very
Probin.
nice.
Probin's amazing.
Probin's very nice. We had him too. Yep.
Yeah. Did you have Elise?
Not yet.
No, she rejected us.
Ah,
Too busy. She didn't personally. Her manager person did or whatever.
her manager. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
if I see him, we'll have some words.
We had Tori. I'm sure you've looked her up and you know everything.
No, I don't know anything. I've been so immersed in learning this material that hasn't been much time for anything else.
Well, she'll blow you away. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
If you wake up late tonight, you can go back and watch the shows and meet some of these people. we still have them archived. We wanted to have all y'all come on at one time, but then it just kind of felt like, how would that work exactly? We kind of felt like weird. But Tori is only 21 years old, I think, 22. And she's real popular on social media because she sounds a lot like Karen Carpenter. Like a lot like Karen Carpenter. And gets thousands of views singing Carpenter songs and other things. So she's been real popular, and she was super nice. It's a really fun group of people. Except for Lee.
We had a little rehearsal. I had come out to Los Angeles. When was it? A week ago, a week and a half ago, I think. I was here for Natalie Gardner's wedding. Eric's daughter got married.
Oh wow! Really? That old now?
Yeah. So me and Susie went to the wedding, and we had a rehearsal before the day after the day I got here. We had a rehearsal, so we just ran over a few things, got to know each other, and it's going to be a really great show.
Oh, we have no doubt. All right, I have a question from a musician in our chat room. Do you like playing in a larger band with more instrumentation?
Depends on the music. I mean, I'll never forget, we did that power trio with me, Todd, and Trey Sabatelli. That was a lot of fun. That was just the three of us. And that was that's about as small as you can get. And then there is the like a band like this, which is, I think it's like six pieces. Program, Woody, 5, 7, yeah, it's like 6. Well, there's 9, including the singers, but there's only 6 instruments. So
at a time, y'all are all multi-instrumentalists.
That's right. I don't know about Wendy.
Yeah. So anyway, but there are bigger. I've played in bigger bands, and I tend to, for the stuff that requires a lot of instrumentation, it's always a lot more fun when there's more people picking up the slack.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Well, I guess I don't know whose decision it would be. Probably Rob's or maybe Todd's. I don't know. Do you think that you will be taking up some real estate in the spotlight, getting to sing?
Oh yeah,
on anything.
I have 4 spots.
Yay! Very good.
Yeah,
very nice.
Very good. Don't tell us.
I can't. I would get in a lot of trouble if Rob and Scroat haven't told you anything about what the set list is. You're not going to get me to say anything.
No, I saw an interview today with Rob. It's a very recent interview. And even he was like, nope, can't tell you anything.
But Kasim, the 23rd, after y'all's first show, we're going to know everything.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's the beauty of the internet, right? Sometimes there are people, I know there are people who specifically will not look at what the set list is because they'd rather be surprised. So
that's true.
Well, they say that, but I don't know
we try to get people not to post without putting spoiler alert first, so that people that don't want to see the set list don't have to. But it's hard.
No, there's only so much you can hide these days. So
Hey,
but it will be it'll be great. It really will be great.
You mentioned Elise a minute ago. Have you ever been in a band or show with a female drummer? Is this going to be a first?
Have I been? Yeah. Have I been in a band with a female drummer? I've played with female drummers. I don't know that I've actually, quote unquote, been in a band with one.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, yeah. I did a rock and roll fantasy camp with what's her name? She's an LA girl. She was absolutely fantastic. Oh God, this is gonna kill me.
Come on, Mel.
V. Her name was V something. V. Oh God, I loved her. She was really, really good. She was really good.
It's gonna be fun. We haven't seen that in a while.
Her name was Victoria. That's right.
Victoria? Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
That narrows it down.
Certainly does.
Have you met Wendy yet? Did that rehearsal? I guess she was there. No.
Have not met. The only time that I met everybody was at that rehearsal, and that wasn't Wendy or Tori weren't there. Rob wasn't there either. But I've done a bunch of work with Rob over the past year, just back and forth in England. Yeah, just like talking about what the show's like and what and how it's going, what the flow is, what songs Todd is doing, and stuff like that.
That Rob, he's got quite a resume. I mean, and he started young. Well, you started very young too, but he talks about stuff that was happening in the mid to late 70s as if he were 35 years old at the time, and he wasn't. He was a teenager.
Yeah, well, he's he's one of those guys that's kind of like a musical encyclopedia. I've worked with some people like that over the years. Like T-Bone Walk was like that. Like you could name any song from the deepest cut that you could possibly imagine. He'll know when it was written, who wrote it, what the chord changes are, when it was released, where it charted. So there are people like that are they just retain that information. Me, I barely know what I was doing 3 minutes ago.
Hey, you remember Victoria?
I remember Victoria, yeah.
I have a question for you from the chat room. Can you divulge if you will be playing other instruments other than bass, guitar, piano? Yes. Your forte. You okay?
Yes.
There you go. That's a yes for you, Mary. All right, there you go. You going to give us any of that information, or you're just going to say yes?
You asked me if I'm going to play another instrument. I said yes.
The question is,
were you just asked to just bring all your instruments with you?
No. I just have my basses with me. They'll provide when that becomes necessary for me to switch instruments. One should be provided for me.
Well,
I'm not trying to be difficult. I'm really not. But
it's all right. 323, we know everything.
I don't want to give anything away.
One of the most surprising, wonderful things about when you did the Todd Healing show, now well over a decade ago, was that all of you guys had your own keyboards. Well, maybe not Prairie, but remember, not only were Bobby playing saxophone, but he would play some keys too, and you were too. Maybe it was playing a bass line on the keys, but that was a nice surprise for the audience. I don't know if anyone's ever told you guys that. And it looked
that was
great.
The second half of the show too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The healing, the healing part.
Yeah, that was when we dressed like with the Indian garb. And stuff. Yeah. Because the first half was the Wizard, right?
No.
Todd album.
Was Todd album. See, I forget. See how much I forget.
There we go back. Hey,
I know you were there. I've seen pictures.
Going so far back. So, Kathleen wants to know if you're bringing your Rick.
No,
it
doesn't. Okay. This is not that kind of music. This is like L.A. in the 60s, and maybe a little bit later, 70s, and then we do some songs from the 80s, and some songs from the 90s too, as a matter of fact. But no, this is like traditional no pedals, no bass octaving or anything like that. This is just really about the music and the arrangements and the melody and the lyrics. So you don't want to get in the way of that stuff.
Gotcha. Are you aware that Colin Hay from Men at Work and his solo career as well is?
Yeah, I'm a big Colin Hay fan.
Are you?
Yeah, he has some great solo albums.
He's a good talker too.
Yeah,
I've been to a few of his
he's got a
shows.
great Paul McCartney story.
Oh yeah, is that right?
Yeah, you should look it up. It's on YouTube.
I've seen him a couple times, and I just saw him at work. I don't know if I remember that story or not.
It's hilarious, and he's such a good storyteller too. I'm really looking forward to having him sharing a stage with him.
Yeah, that'd be cool. We're looking forward to seeing what other special guests may appear.
Yeah, you never know.
They're letting that information out very, very slowly.
I have no idea who they're talking to. Or I had actually asked Paul Williams if he wanted to come and do a song, but he's a little busy. So unfortunately, Paul said, "Thanks so much for asking, but I'm not going to be able to make it," that would have been great because he knew Hal David very, very well. As a matter of fact, Hal was the person who got him on the board at ASCAP, where he eventually became president. So very nice. I can see you're impressed.
Yes, I am. I've never had to pay ASCAP, so yeah. All right, so are y'all traveling by bus, plane, car?
All of the above.
Yeah.
We're on a bus. It's a pretty crowded bus, actually.
One bus?
I'm sorry?
Just one?
Just one bus.
Wow. Ooh. Oh my. Oh my.
Yeah, it's going to go by like that.
I can't remember. What's is the big guy driving it that does the Todd tours?
Brian? No, I don't think so. I don't know. These are all details that I have no.
You're out of the loop.
Well, it doesn't concern me. You know, it's like whoever's driving the bus is going to drive the bus as long as they don't drive it off a cliff. I'm fine.
No, this guy was fun. Y'all liked him a lot. I can't think of his name.
Yeah, where are we playing in Akron? We're not
Civic Theater.
Oh, we're at the Civic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. We it would have made more sense to do it at the Goodyear, but we wanted to be at the Civic Theater, so we're going to be at the Civic Theater because we love it. It's been a while.
Yeah, we haven't played the Civic Theater in a long time.
Yep.
Like
played the Goodyear with the Midway tour.
2019, so before the pandemic.
I think so.
Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah. That was at the beginning of 2019 too, right? Unlike probably in the spring.
Yes. That's
I don't know.
Kasim Sulton's Utopia played for us at that party.
We did. Yes, that's right. Yeah. At the hotel next door.
Yes. We had a female drummer with She-Ra debuted. Tournament. So it was a great party.
Yeah, they were great. They were always great.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah. But we look forward to seeing you off the Civic. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah. You got to get Elise to come on.
Maybe after the tour starts, we can get her. Who knows?
Sure.
But yeah, she. We never heard anything from Wendy, but Elise was the only one. Elise was kind enough to say, hey, she's a little busy. I think she must be doing recording an album or something.
Oh, okay.
She does a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, this is a heavy lift. I don't want to say heavy lift. It's not a heavy lift. It's just there's the thing about this music for me personally is it sounds simple. It sounds really, really simple. It's like Beatle music, really. It's like you can sing along and you can hum along and you know the words and you know how the song goes. But once you start deconstructing it and you go to actually play the chords and the notes, you find out how intricate everything just works together to make this sound really simple. And of course, like most things in life, what looks really simple, it's very hard to make something look simple.
Well, you guys are such pros. It, you're going to make it look easy. We know you will. We just know that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it is.
No, I'm not saying that. That's why y'all are starting rehearsals now instead of Friday.
Yeah. Well, when's the first show? Saturday or Sunday?
22nd,
Oh.
which is a Saturday.
I don't know.
Oh, it's Saturday. So
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, we have 5 days of rehearsals.
Yeah. Together. You've been rehearsing prior, but yeah.
Yeah, have you
we
been
have
in the
5 days.
car humming
Yeah, I mean,
along?
I have done more rehearsing for this tour than most tours that I've ever done.
How did you get, what was because Rob, you were friends with Rob, is that how you got connected on this one?
No. I heard about this through somebody else, and they said that Scroat was putting this together. And as soon as I heard about it, I sent him an email and telling him that I was interested if he needed a bass player, if they were still looking for a bass player, that I would love to talk about doing it. And it just worked out that, that I'm here.
Great. Have you done some things with Scroat before?
No. There was the potential that I was going to do the Bowie thing that Todd did last year? No, it was the year before. Year before last. But I wound up not doing that. I got busy doing something else, and I didn't do it. And they had that girl, a friend of Prairie's. I forget what her name is, but she did it.
Oh yeah, Angeline.
Yeah. She's really good. I went to see the show. I saw that show at Sony Hall in New York, and they were. That was a really good show. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah. Do you know what she does most of the time musically, Angeline?
Who? No.
Angeline. She's in a all-female Led Zeppelin cover band.
Oh, Les Zeppelin?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
Yeah. What'd I say?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of them around, aren't there?
Not a female, all
most of them
female.
are really good.
Yeah.
The guy who does the Beatles tour manages the Black Sabbath.
I don't know that one. That's fun.
It's all girl Black Sabbath band. It's called Black Sabbath.
Oh,
Black Sabbath.
that is stellar.
Yeah.
Like, Did I say Alex Zeppelin? Is that what y'all making fun of me for?
Who?
What did I say? I don't know. They're talking in the chat room. I must not have said Led Zeppelin. I don't know what.
Oh.
Lord. Anyway, well, I'm glad you're excited about this tour. I'm glad you like Burt a lot. You know who was a big Todd fan? That's crazy that loves Burt and has a Burt tattoo.
Who? Oh, Jill.
Yeah.
Jill Mingo. Yeah. I wonder if she'll be at any shows. Hi, Jill.
She's probably going to a lot. She's coming to Akron for sure.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go then. Yeah.
If she's there, you'll know she's there.
Yeah, she's great. I love Jill. She's really, really good. Are you going to have entertain? Oh yeah. Don't you have Siegler and Kevin and Bruce and Lloyd?
Yep.
The band and
Ida.
Oh,
yeah.
Great.
Great parade. Yeah.
It's too bad I'm missing that.
Yeah, it would have been fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
well.
Next
this rhyming thing, we would have had you, but that messed us up.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, things like that happen.
Okay, so I just got good news.
Yeah.
They're in Pennsylvania on the 7th. So somebody just sent us a thing that showed that it was the 8th. Okay, so that'd be great. You might get to come to that party and get to see
I'm going to be in. Well, I'll be in Boston that day. Yeah. So there you go.
Perfect.
I don't know where the wires got crossed, but that's wonderful news.
I told you because I'm planning on going home after the Boston show. So
yeah.
So I don't want to be. I got to get a car and go home.
Mm-hmm.
I got stuff to do.
Well, y'all, I mean, there's a lot of dates y'all are going to get in a very short period of time. You're going to
It's
be
22
really,
shows.
I know, it sounds like a
22.
lot.
As tours go, that's about average. I mean, the Utopia tour was 33 shows, you know.
Wow.
So I think that the second Todd show, tour last year was 25. The first one was another 50, 40 something. I don't know, something like that.
So it does look like y'all are open that night, by the way. I'm coming back to that real quick. So that's wonderful. Now, Lloyd, we had Lloyd on the show, guys. I mean, I know you had some pull in that and loved him, I think, when he played with Kasim Sulton Utopia. But I had no idea the jingles this guy had done, including that college football. He's been milking that since '87. I mean,
you know, listen, that stuff is like, that's an annuity. You know, that pays you for the rest of your life.
I mean, that's pretty good. Yeah.
You know, if you can get something like that, that's like manna from heaven. You know.
Have you ever tried to do jingles? And you got any of those?
Yeah. There was a run on jingle work back in the '80s. Everybody, well, that's where John Siegler went. Siegler left Utopia to start a jingle house in Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
And to write music for television and jingles, and along with a lot of other people that did the same thing, and they worked really hard at it, and they made a really good living for a long time. And now that whole business has just, like a lot of the music business, is just not what it used to be.
Yeah, Shuckett was in on that too, I remember.
Ralph was him and John worked together really closely. Yeah.
It certainly helped Barry Manilow.
Yeah, well, John wrote the Pokemon music for the Pokemon movie.
That's big time. Yeah. And then you got your buddy Willie Wilcox doing pinball machines and stuff in Vegas.
Well, not pinball machines. He does slot machines.
Slot machines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I play a slot machine, I wonder,
It's
that
possible.
sound like Willie?
It's highly possible.
Yeah.
I don't know that he does a lot of consulting now. I think that the company that he worked with, he's not at that company anymore. So it's got his whole thing is kind of morphed into something else as well. I think
we should do a Utopia pinball machine like Kiss had. Now that I brought it up.
Oh yeah, that'd be real popular.
It'll be real cool with you guys in the Egyptian wear on the front.
Yeah.
We're doing it. All right. Okay. So I got a question from the chat room for you, Cass. Have you seen or heard of Midas Man? The Brian
Midas Man?
Yes.
No.
The Brian Epstein biopic. It's available on Prime Video.
Yes. I've heard of it. I want to see it. Is it on a streaming platform?
This person said it's available on Prime Video in Australia, which I don't know. Okay. We're not there. So
I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see that. That sounds like it's really interesting. Do you know? I'll tell you a funny story. Then aren't we about done here? Whatever.
Sure.
So if you watch Let It Be, at the very end when they're on the rooftop, there is a gentleman in the background. He's in a very, very nice suit and tie and a beard, and his name is Peter Brown, and he was very close with Brian, and he was also close with all the Beatles and was around from day one, and he's on the rooftop with them. And he became president of RSO Records. I was 16, I think. I was 16 years old, and somehow I got an audition with him when he was. And I brought my little demo tape up to Central Park West in just off 68th Street, where RSO Records was, I went up and I sat with him and I played him my my demo reel. I think I was like just about 16 and a half, maybe something like that. And he could not have been kinder, but said that I should keep writing.
Don't quit your day job.
Very nice guy, though. Very, very nice guy.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard that story. That's a nice one.
Yeah, yeah. And I had, and at the funny thing is that at the time, and that was the day that I met John Lennon too. I met as I was walking to that audition on 72nd Street. I was walking up 72nd Street, and I passed by two people window shopping with John and Yoko, and I stopped, turned around, and I went over and I said hello, and I shook his hand, and I said thank you, and he was very kind, and I went. I didn't want to bother him, so I went to the audition with Peter Brown, and I did not know at the time that Peter was very close with John and the Beatles. So, you know, if I had known, I would have said something.
Oh, I was just with John a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I saw John down the block. He said hi.
Yeah. Well, you've got a lot of Beatles connections.
Yeah,
in a lot of different ways.
The only Beatle that I hadn't met was George, which I'm very. That's a regret. Not a regret, but it would have been nice if I had met George.
Yeah. So nobody was around, I guess, to get a picture when you met John Lennon.
No, it was early in the morning, and there was nobody on the street, and it was way before people carried cameras.
Yeah, for pre-Facebook. Well, that'd been cool to see one.
Well, it was 1974 or 75.
And you met? Where did you meet Paul McCartney?
When we played Nebworth, Paul was there we played with the Stones one weekend in, I think it was 78 or 76. Was it 70? It was 76. And we played Nebworth, and Paul and Linda came to see the Stones, and I sat with Paul and Linda for about a half an hour, 20 minutes, just talking about music in Staten Island and Wings and stuff like that. He could not have been nicer.
And then you probably met Ringo.
No picture.
Yeah, no picture. You met Ringo during the Todd Ringo tours or some other things?
No, the first time. No. The first time I was with Ringo was when we did the Jerry Lewis Telethon, and Utopia was the house band at the Sands Hotel, and we were on stage. We did a rehearsal, and the band was Utopia, and then Spencer Davis. Rick Derringer, Kiki D, Dave Mason, a couple of other people that I can't put my. Oh, was it Bill Wyman? Yeah, Bill Wyman and Ringo.
Oh, cool.
Were in the band that day, and then we went back to the hotel. And I drove over back to the Sands with Ringo and his two sons in the van.
I love your stories, Kasim. You haven't told us these things before.
Well, I like to keep. I got to keep some a little bit back so that I can tell new stories every so often.
Leave us wanting more.
You got any Ringo pictures?
Yeah.
Okay, so you got one.
I actually not only have a Ringo picture, but I have a Pete Best picture too.
Oh wow, that's great. The fourth Beatle, or the fifth if you count George Martin as the fourth. That's fun. What was Pete like? Did you get to talk to him for a while?
You know, he was he was a nice guy. Yeah, he was. He was very nice. You know, I'm sure it's with Pete Best, it's equal amounts of. Oh man, if only, and I'm glad I didn't have to go through that because it was hard, you know. It was hard on all of them, and they gave up their lives. I mean, even Ringo says I can't even go to a movie, you know.
You got a theater in his house. What does it mean to go to the movie for?
Yeah, but who wants to go to the movies at your house? You know, you want to go out and have some fucking popcorn.
You don't have to hear anybody talk. Yeah. All right. So, Kasim, I know you're. Somebody said you should write a book. By the way, Linda Fisher.
Hi, Linda.
I know you need to get some sleep and you need to go. And I do want to mention one thing though, that since we were talking about pictures and videos, one of my favorite. Have you ever seen the? You had to have seen it, but I love the video. You're in some crowd and Shelley Long walks by and takes a look at you. Do you know what I'm talking about? From Cheers.
Yeah, I know who Shelley Long is.
Yeah, you've never seen this video on YouTube?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay. Where
She gives
was
you a
it?
double take, and that's what's in the description of the thing.
I rubbed behinds with Sharon Stone.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, where was that?
At the Tonight Show.
Yeah, what was she like?
She was cold.
Like in the movie.
Yeah. No, she was very nice. I held the door for her, and as she went by me, her behind touched my behind. Whatever.
There you go, rubbing butts with Sharon Stone.
Hey,
That's
man,
pretty
it's
cool.
a family show here. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're all family, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Mr. Kasim, we're looking forward to seeing you in this tour. We look forward to spoiler alerting on the 23rd.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I know you guys are going to have a good time. I'm very excited for you. And this music, I don't know. There may be nobody else that appreciates it, like Jill Mingo and myself, and maybe you. But
Good.
it's going to be. It just.
Good. That's a good attitude, Mel.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
See you at the Akron Civic Theater. See you in Boston at our party at the Loser Lounge.
Okay, guys. Thank you so
committed
much.
now.
Thanks for having me. Thanks.
All right. We'll see
Y'all
you.
be good.
Peace
Okay,
out.
bye.
Thanks. All right, everybody. Kasim Sulton, wasn't that fun?
It
All right,
always
so-
is. I'm
I'm just going to go ahead and call it out. I received a private message on Facebook that the band was booked on the 4th, and it was in writing. I mean, the 8th, 4/8. And I want to find out where that came from because I was very upset because I thought, man, I booked that on purpose so that we can party with some of these ensemble folks.
Yeah, just wires got crossed. That's all.
That's a pretty
Ain't no big deal
deal.
because it sounds like it's going to work out.
She knows who she is. I'm coming after her.
It wasn't
I'm
me.
not happy. What's that?
It wasn't me.
I love it.
Sorry, I was adjusting my ears.
That's all right. So we had a question from Stephen Beecher in the chat room. Want to know if Kasim had ever performed at the Ryman, and I'm pretty confident that recently Todd has done a Todd show at the Ryman just a couple of years ago or so. So
Yeah,
Kasim,
but
had-
he's toured with so many people. It could have been Meatloaf. It could have been anybody. So
yeah, but he's definitely done it with Todd. Todd was there. I remember Steinberg went. So yeah. All right. Well, that was
So we're
fun, man.
answering for him, Stephen. Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry I didn't ask when Kasim was here, but you know, he busted out. Okay, so there you go, everybody. Just remember, if you go to that website to get tickets to that Boston deal, just give it a couple seconds. It redirects you. I don't know what happened to it. It's got a little glitch. But rundgrenradio.tix.com will take care of you. If you want to go to the parties, we're going to have a great one in Akron at Jillian's. We're going to have a fun one at Lizard Lounge. Our return to the Lizard Lounge in Boston.
Yeah. Yeah. Jilly's is the name of the place in Akron.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can't tell, I'm very tired. It's late Sunday night.
I am tired too. Well, I had too much fun Friday night celebrating for St. Patty's Day, so I'm not over it yet, and it's not even St. Patrick's Day yet.
Yeah, this Sunday show thing's not gonna get it. We're too tired from the weekend. But we're gonna do one next Sunday because we want to do the spoiler show. Hopefully, we will. I mean, you know, it's subject to change, but if we can get people to come talk to us, then we're gonna do it.
Yeah. So if you're going to be at that Ventura show, let us know.
Yes, we're gonna hunt you down. I know some people are gonna be there. We're gonna try to line it up beforehand and get that done. So, yep.
Very good.
Thank you,
Thanks,
baby.
y'all, for joining us again tonight.
Yes, we'll leave you with Mr. Rundgren.
Hi everyone, Todd Rundgren here. You know, not too long ago I swore I would never do another tribute tour, but then the opportunity to revisit the catalog of Burt Bacharach came up and I couldn't resist, especially considering what a huge influence he's had on me and my own songwriting. So I hope you all come out and join us for a lovely evening of music, because what the world needs now is a little more Burt.